Guys, what if you're over the age of 30 and you could go back and tell your 30-year-old self something about money? What would you say to yourself? Let me know in the comments below. On this video, I want to share with you 6 pieces of money advice that I definitely would go back and tell my 30-year-old self if I could. Now, I'm going to share 6 things with you. The 4th thing is probably the biggest for me because it's how I've built half of my wealth right now, up to this point. So please stay tuned for number 4. Now, guys, I want you to help me flood the comments with good, solid, reliable advice for 30-year-olds or 40-year-olds that think it may be too late for them and they want to learn what they should be doing right now with money. So if you're 30 years old or older, maybe you're 40 years old, 45 years old, listen up. There's something on this video for you. So let's jump into it. The very first piece of advice I'd give my 30-year-old self is to become an expert at whatever you decide to do. Not just a lifelong journeyman that goes from place to place to place, but become an expert. The best. Yes, you want to be a lifelong learner, but you also want to be a master of something. Now again, guys, I'm talking to my 30-year-old self right here. If you want to earn more money and have a higher income, you got to become the best at what you do. If it's a plumber, be the best plumber. If it's an auto mechanic, be the best auto mechanic. If it's a nail technician or a hairdresser, or if you're a nurse or a teacher, become the best at whatever it is you decide to do. Just master the art of something. Don't just be a generalist who simply knows a little bit about a lot of different things. Focus your gifts and your skills and your talent in one direction and hone in on that thing. Now, when you become a master or expert at one thing, it's going to increase your value in whatever area of work you chose. Don't be out here job hopping from job to job. Now, I'm not telling you don't go for opportunities. You should be going for opportunities, but stay put for a minute and get good. I mean, real good at whatever it is you do. Now, I did this, guys, but I also understand that people can be ambitious and have a bunch of ambition, want to go a lot of different places and do a lot of different things. Well, listen, guys, been there, done that. The earlier that you can get honed in and focused on what you want to do, the better. The quicker you'll become an expert at whatever you do, and the quicker you master whatever you do, the quicker you can demand a higher income based on your expertise. Now, I'm not telling you to stay in a bad job. Don't do that. Or a career you hate. I'm simply telling you to become the best, and that's going to increase your income. Now, that's what I'd be telling my 30-year-old self. Now, guys, the reason I chose 30 years old is because when I was 30 years old, I had a negative net worth to my name. So I understand what it's like to be 30, to have a college degree, and still be broke. And today, I have a much larger net worth. Now, I hesitate sometimes to say exactly what my net worth is or call any extra attention to myself. But I do want to encourage you to know that if a guy like me who was poor until he was 30 years old can grow a large net worth, then you can do it. It can be done. And the 6 things I'm telling you on this video are things that I've done myself. And these are things that have helped me grow my net worth to 7 figures today. And I make mistakes along the way. So if you're 30 years old and you've made some mistakes, it's okay. Everybody makes mistakes with money. It can change. You can turn things around, I guarantee you. Now, the second thing I tell my 30-year-old self is get a higher paying skill as early as possible in life. If you want to be poor and broke at 50 and 60 years old, have low-paying skills in your 30s and 40s. That's going to almost guarantee that you're going to have some money problems when you get to be 50 or 60 years old. I don't care what decade or what century we're in, guys. If you don't have high-paying skills, you've greatly enhanced the real possibility that you will be poor. Now, go back to number 1 for a second. I said in number 1, become an expert. And in number 2, I said, get a high-paying skill. Now, just imagine your value if you became an expert in that high-paying skill. You become a master at a high-paying skill. If you become an expert in a high-paying field with high-paying skills, then guess what? Your income potential is unlimited. This is what I would tell my 30-year-old self about money and about earning income and growing wealth. We're not all going to be high-powered business people, right? Who are going to start a business and make millions and millions off our business, right? So we might as well get the right skills and then become an expert at those skills. Those are things that we can control. Think about it, guys. If you become an expert in a high-paying skill, who can touch you? Everybody's going to want to hire you. Everybody's going to want to use your services or get your expertise from you. And they're going to be willing to pay you for that expertise. And if you want to start your own business. Guys, if you're getting any value at all out of this video, do me a favor, smash the like button below. Share the video with someone you know who could use this. Maybe a 30-year-old or 40-year-old or 20-year-old. Share this video with them, guys. And also do me a favor and drop a comment below. Let me know what you tell your 30-year-old self. If you could go back. And if you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing to this channel, guys. I really would appreciate it. Now, the third thing I would tell my 30-year-old self is make sure you invest 15% of your income to the stock market. ETFs, index funds, mutual funds, whatever it may be, guys, but be in the stock market participating. I'm an index fund guy because I like lower fees, but whatever it is, just get in the market. Guys, if you make $50,000 per year and you put 15% of that money into the stock market, say in index funds, if it only gained 9% over the next 25 years, your 15% of your checks at $50,000 per year at a 9% growth is about $692,000 or close to $700,000 just by putting 15% of your check, 15% of your money into the stock market. Now, if we adjust for inflation over those 25 years and the fact that you won't always make $50,000, you're going to probably make more than that, that money could easily become $500,000 in 25 years. And who amongst us who's 30 or 40 years old who would not like to have the equivalent of $500,000 today in 25 years? So I tell my 30-year-old self to invest in the stock market, at least 15% of your income. Now, I ask you to stick around for number 4 because number 4 is the way that I've grown a lot of my wealth. Number 4 is invest in real estate. Have at least one piece of real estate that you own, whether you put it on a 15-year note, a 30-year note, a 40-year note, doesn't really matter. Just own it and pay it down. And do yourself a favor and don't touch the equity. Just pay the principal down as the property will increase in value more than likely. Now, I know there's a thought process out there that says, don't buy property. Don't put money down on property. Use your money to do this and rent somewhere else. There's all types of theories out there. I'm telling you what's worked for me, and this is what I would tell my 30-year-old self. In fact, it is what I told my 30-year-old self because at the age of 30, I bought my first piece of rental property. And that same year, I had my first piece of property that I actually bought for myself. So now, half my portfolio, more than half of my net worth is real estate. Trust me, guys, you'll thank me later if you're 30 years old and you buy some real estate. Now, number 5, I tell myself to keep your debts low, little to nothing, and stack appreciating assets. Build up yourself assets that are going up in value, like real estate. That means pay cash for cars, pay cash for your higher education, your certifications, your trade school, whatever it may be. Keep your credit card usage to a minimal, if at all, right? You don't necessarily have to use credit cards, but if you do, barely use them and make sure you pay off the balance every single month. But don't take on a bunch of debt on things going down in value. That's the key here, no matter what. And concentrate on your net worth. At least twice a year, figure your net worth, your assets minus your liabilities, and then focus on raising those assets and lowering those liabilities, right? What you focus on will grow. If you focus on your net worth the right way with the right mind frame in terms of money and personal finances, it's going to grow in the right direction. And stop worrying about keeping up with the Joneses and everybody else in your age group. So live below your means being your income. Now, that doesn't mean live like a pauper, but it does mean to be okay and content with less while you're working to get more. Live with the gratitude and the appreciation and take good care of what you already have to prepare you for more and get out of the habit of allowing stuff and material things to make you happy. Now, number 6 is this, guys. Grind hard today while you have the energy. So later on down the road, when you get to be 50, 55, 60, you can chill then. But while you're young, 30 years old, 35, 40, grind hard. Now, this is what I would tell my 30-year-old self. You can go on those 3 vacations a year, totaling $10,000 for all 3 vacations, spending your money, having fun out there, traveling, right? That's good. Nothing wrong with that, guys, right? But I would tell myself that, listen, that $10,000 investment on traveling every year is $200,000 after 20 years. And it would have grown to be over $500,000 because of compound interest. So don't turn around 20 years later and complain about your life or not having money when you decided to go on those 3 expensive vacations per year and kick it hard instead of grinding back then. Now, I'm not saying 30-year-old you don't enjoy your life. You should enjoy your life, right? Enjoy your money and take care of your mental health and mental well-being and your stress levels, right? I'm just saying kick it responsibly, in moderation, and inexpensively for now, so that down the road you can do it more expensively. Sacrifice and delay some gratifications now, so that you can really enjoy those experiences later. And I know we all might not make it till tomorrow. I totally get it, guys. But guess what? What if you do? What if you do make it to be 60 years old, 70 years old, 80 years old? What if you do? What then? So a little sacrifice today won't hurt you. So guys, hey, That's my 6 pieces of advice for the 30-year-old me. In the comments, do me a favor. Give me your top piece of advice that you'd have for yourself if you were 30 years old again. So guys, on this video, I hope you was able to get something of value out of the things that I would tell my 30-year-old self if I could go back and do it all over again. Do me a favor, guys, smash that like button, share this video with someone that you know could probably use this information. A 20-year-old, a 30-year-old, a 40 or 50-year-old, somebody that could use some motivation and use some good advice about what you can do at any age, but really when you're around the time of your 30s and what to be doing through your 30s and through your 40s. Check out a few of these videos above me, guys, for more wealth building tips on your way to financial freedom. Hey, the best person to take care of the old you is the young you. Always take care of yourself, but also take care of other people. Until the next video, peace.